Hello YouTube, this is Gothic Kinko with 52 in the video. I'm going to talk to you guys about something serious, alright? Autism. Now, back in the day, autism wasn't as commonly diagnosed as it is today. Like when I was a kid in the 90s, when, they took me from doctor to doctor, they said I had this wrong, I had that wrong, and whatever. I have Asperger's. It's a form of high-functioning autism. Now, signs that your child may have Asperger's. Now, if your son or if you have Asperger's, do not panic. It's not a death-ridden disease or anything. It can complicate life, but with more knowledge, you can make life more easy, so you know what you have, so you can deal with it head on. Like when I was in kindergarten, I had the vocabulary of a fifth grader. Now, people with Asperger's tend to obsess on certain subjects. Like, for example, if they like math, they really like it, okay? Which means they'll excel in math the best. It'll be their best subject, whereas others won't do so good, okay? And I believe Albert Einstein has Asperger's, or not Asperger's, just a form of autism anyway. Because upon further research, or actually knowing this, he didn't talk till he was 7, and people thought he was retarded, but he wasn't. And they all said he was stupid, he wasn't going to amount to anything. Well, look where he's at right now, you know what I'm saying? He's a genius now. In fact, my dad was telling me a quote by Albert Einstein that, thinking about it, it makes sense. If you judge a fish by how well it climbs a wall, it'll think it's stupid the rest of its life. Which basically says that our school systems don't do anything except cause chaos, because they expect you to learn this, and this. If you don't learn any of that, you're stupid, and automatically assume you're stupid, so you feel like you're stupid for the rest of your life, which is basically what that saying means. So while my best subjects are art, English, music, I guess, or a little bit of history, but not so much history, but art and English are my best subjects in school, because they let me to express myself, and so rather than force kids to learn something and then they don't know it so quickly, because some kids who have Asperger's excel here, and here, and some kids don't. Recently, a 12-year-old who has Asperger's is challenging Einstein's theory. When he was 3 or 4 years old in first grade, he went to a museum and they were talking about Saturn and whatnot, and he mind-boggled everybody with his questions and answers. It's because he loves space and science so much, and having Asperger's means you obsess on certain subjects. To me, it's Cobras, obviously, my username. So, signs that you may have Asperger's: 1, you're socially awkward. That's kind of a downfall of having Asperger's. But 2, you're obsessive on certain subjects. You have an obsessive compulsive behavior. That's someone who has obsessive compulsive disorder. 3, you're depressed a lot. And 4, you have a high vocabulary at an early age. These are just 4 things that I know comes from Asperger's, I guess. Now, socially awkward, it can be with anything. With girls with, not developing mentally, socially fast enough, I should say. So you're somewhat socially retarded, People with Asperger's tend to have a lot more difficulty with the opposite sex than the normal junior high boy or girl, because socially they don't cope well with rejection, and just from my experience anyway, and reading people's body language. So if you have Asperger's, give up on love right now. Just save yourself a lot of trouble and headache. Trust me, I've been there, I've done that. It's not fun. I wasted my junior high and early high school life chasing love, and it done nothing but piss me off and get rejected. And every girl I've thought about liking, having a crush on, rejection immediately. So now that doesn't necessarily mean that if you have Asperger's that you'll have trouble with love. I'm just saying that's my personal experience anyway. And being that you have Asperger's, you obsess. So You're only having puppy crush love over someone, you're also obsessing over them. So, yeah, it's twice as bad. I don't know. Anyway, if you have Asperger's, don't worry about it. It's not a life-threatening disorder. It can make life difficult. But with counseling and proper training, I should say, and awareness, people who have Asperger's or autism at all can actually live a normal life, you know? Like, when I was watching a documentary on medical marijuana, and one of the things that qualifies you as people who have ADHD or autism, I thought, what? And then they said because people with ADHD, that their minds are going like that, and they said the side effects of marijuana slow the mind down, help them think clearly. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. They said people with autism are depressed, and marijuana makes them happy. I'm like, well, that makes sense too. So, yeah, but I don't need marijuana to make myself happy, you know. I smoke, but not marijuana, you know, tobacco, cigars, cigarettes, and a pipe. But, beside the point. Anyway, if you have autism, or you know someone who has autism, or Asperger's, you know, it's not as easy as it looks. I mean, you hear about all these incredible people who have it and have done amazing things with their lives. It's because the things they excel at in life, they have a huge passion for. People with Asperger's have the biggest passion for stuff. So, and they learn everything about it, and they obsess. That's why they excel at what they do best at. So, and it's not a walk in the park. And a lot of people say, a lot of people call me retarded and shit, but I have Asperger's and ADHD and Tourette syndrome. It's just a mild form of, you know, picking or whatever. Which a lot of my symptoms have gone away, actually, over the years. In 4th grade, I was awful, man. You wouldn't... Excuse me. Ugh. Stupid sinus cough. It didn't just start up until recently. I know it's not a smoker's cough. It's a big difference between a smoker's cough and a sinus cough. I've had a sinus cough. This is a sinus cough. Anyway, you know, and the sheer ignorance of it all. They didn't even know what I had. They just assumed it was all mental retardation, which it isn't. So if you have Asperger's, it's not a death sentence. It's not, you know, your life pretty much sucks from here on in, or it can be difficult. But the best thing you can do is learn how to treat it, find ways to self-medicate, I guess. You know, keep yourself level, because, you know. So yeah. People in autism is a lot more common than it was like back in the day, because people were not aware of it, and not very many people had it. So yeah, I have Asperger's. You know, just people have asked that question, and I do. And some days I really fucking hate it, and some days I actually love it, because people with Asperger's are very creative people, so they excel really well in the arts. But anyway, so. It's just a video. This isn't, you know, your typical rant, I guess. This is a more serious video, because if you know someone who has Asperger's, you know, it can be difficult for that person. You know what it's like to have it. So, yeah. Be patient with it. You know, if you do have it, there's going to be times where you're going to want to really just disappear under a rock, and where you're going to want to die. But the next day I'm fine. I mean, I'm over it. Like, my depression's up and down, up and down, up and down, you know, and I really don't care. I don't let it get to me, you know, I'm over it, like, really quickly. One of the ways I self-medicate, though, is music. Music is a huge passion of mine. It has been since I was 3 years old, and I have a natural talent for it. Like, I'll play stuff on the piano that without even reading music, and it sounds like music. I'm one of those kind of people, you know? But... also, lots of tobacco smoking. You know, I smoke a pipe, I smoke cigars, I smoke cigarettes, you know. Anyway, and caffeine. So if you know someone with autism, or if you have it, Asperger's, it's going to get tough once you discover it. You're going to realize all the shit you did you couldn't help. I mean, it's part of having the disorder. Understanding the disorder and understanding people who have it can make life a lot easier for people who have it, and people who have to deal with people who have it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're in a school setting and, you know, like I said, it's socially awkward, you're going to do things you don't understand why you're doing. You're just doing it because you know, it's part of having Asperger's. So... Understandance and acceptance is a great and beautiful, beautiful thing that our society needs to have, because a lot of our society is just full of hate and anger. And I have a lot of hate and anger built up inside me. Obviously, it's hypocritical to criticize society for having it, but all the same. Understanding the disorder and finding a way to help combat it from day to day, so you know that you can at least function somewhat normal. I know that a lot of people who have autism who don't even speak. So there are two kinds of autism. There's high functioning and low functioning. Those are the people who are, schizophrenic, extremely schizophrenic, personality disorder, really. And high functioning people like me, or high functioning, tend to be on the more talkative side. God damn it. I hate having sinus coughs. I only get it like once a year. I'm hardly ever sick, but when I do get sick, I hate it. This morning I woke up coughing my brains out because I wanted a fucking glass of orange juice and some Dayquil, but we didn't have any, so yeah. It's not a smoker's cough. I've heard of smoker's cough. It's not a smoker's cough. I haven't spoken long enough to get one, or enough, It's a sinus cough, because every time, I can feel it deep in my stomach. If it was a smoker's cough, it'd be in my chest area. And I haven't had one of those yet, so. Beside the point. Anyway, this is an Asperger's awareness video. I don't know how many views this will get. I don't care. I just want to spread the word out that having Asperger's, there's nothing wrong with having it. I have it. A lot of people have it. But awareness of the disorder and helping people understand what it is and why people do the shit they do when they have, because they have it, would make life a little less stressful for people who do have it, like myself, for instance. I'm actually a lot tamer than I was, like, in 4th grade, 5th, junior high, but as the years progress, I get more mature, more calm, more relaxed, because I found ways to self-medicate. Not, even though I'm supposed to take medication, but I don't, because I don't like the way it makes me feel. Because when I'm depressed, I think deeply, and I like that deep thinking, I guess. It's probably why I don't take the medication, because I'm not depressed nearly as much as I'd like to be when I'm on the medication. So, yeah. If you have Asperger's, don't worry about it. Like I said, it can be difficult at times, but people don't know what you have, I mean, to the average Joe, I look like a normal person, minus the eyeliner and nail polish, obviously. Just a regular goth or whatever. But you wouldn't know I have Asperger's because I'm a lot calmer than I used to be. I mean, the ADHD is starting to wear off a bit. I'm able to assess and pick up things more quickly. But not as quickly as I'd like. And the depression happens. We all get depressed. But people with Asperger's tend to get just a tad more depressed. So. If you go to google.com and search Asperger's symptoms, I'm sure you can find an excellent article that could help you learn more about the disorder and what it's about. Because understanding the way people are when they have it, and acceptance and tolerance, if you will, because there are some people who have severe Asperger's who can't help the way they are, and they'd like to, but they can't. There's some things I'd like to change about myself, but I can't, and I don't care anymore because life's too short. Anyway, Asperger's awareness, learn the disorder, and if you know someone who has Asperger's, try to be patient with them, because they're gonna do shit you're not gonna understand that you may think is odd or unnormal, but they're no different than you and me, minus a couple of chemicals that don't fire off in their brain properly, because that's what Asperger's is. There's chemicals in my brain that don't fire off like they're supposed to. So, just like diabetes, for instance, chemicals don't fire off in their brain, so they need sugar and a diabetes pill and whatnot to make those chemicals fire off. But Asperger's isn't life-threatening, that's beside the point. But anyway, Asperger's awareness. Yeah, there you have it. This is Gothic King 22 in the video. Thanks for watching.